want to start by reminding you today that you were created for greatness. You were designed with purpose, filled with potential, and destined to leave a mark on this world. But too often, it's not our talent, our background, or even our circumstances that hold us back. It's our mindset. You can have the skill, the opportunity, the favor of God, but if your thinking is stuck, your life will stay stuck. The good news is you don't have to stay where you are. You don't have to keep believing those same old lies, those thoughts that tell you you're not good enough. You've made too many mistakes. This is as far as you'll ever go. No, today is a new day. It's time for a new mindset. See, your thinking sets the tone for your life. The scripture says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That means if you want to step into a new level, you have to change the way you think. You can't think defeat and expect victory. You can't think lack and expect abundance. You can't think this is impossible and expect to see miracles. Maybe you've had struggles in the past, but don't let that old mindset follow you into your future. Maybe people have spoken negative things over you, told you what you can't do, who you can't become, but they don't have the final say. God's plans for your life are bigger than your thoughts, greater than your past, and stronger than any limitation. This is the time to expand your thinking. Dare to believe bigger. Start expecting good things. Start seeing yourself the way God sees you. Blessed, favored, equipped, and well able. When you shift your mindset, you shift your destiny. When you change your thoughts, you change your life. So today, make the decision. I'm letting go of the old, and I'm stepping into the new. I'm thinking thoughts of faith, thoughts of victory, thoughts of favor. When you have the right mindset, you'll start attracting the right people, the right doors will open, and the right opportunities will come your way. Don't stay stuck in the same place another year. Get a new mindset and watch how God takes you further, faster, and higher than you ever dreamed. Your thinking shapes your life more than you realize. It's easy to believe that our circumstances, upbringing, or even other people determine how far we go, but the truth is what happens on the inside is far more important than what happens on the outside. The thoughts you allow to take root in your mind will eventually manifest in your actions, decisions, and ultimately, your destiny. Imagine waking up each morning with a sense of expectancy, believing that something good is going to happen, that doors are opening, and that favor is surrounding you. When you start your day with that mindset, you position yourself for opportunities, breakthroughs, and blessings. But if you wake up thinking, nothing ever works out for me, I'll always be stuck in this situation, nothing is going to change, then you are limiting what God can do in your life. The mind is powerful. It acts as a filter for everything we experience. Two people can go through the exact same situation, yet one comes out stronger, wiser, and more determined, while the other feels defeated, bitter, and stuck. The difference isn't the circumstance, it's the perspective. One person chooses to see challenges as stepping stones, while the other sees them as roadblocks. One chooses to believe that setbacks are setups for a comeback, while the other sees them as the end of the road. There's a reason the scripture tells us to renew our minds daily. Every day, thoughts will try to pull us in the wrong direction. Thoughts of fear, doubt, insecurity, and negativity will whisper, "You're not enough. You don't have what it takes. This problem is too big." If you let those thoughts play over and over, they will take root, and before long, they'll become your reality. But just as negative thoughts can hold you back, the right thoughts can push you forward. Think about the words you speak to yourself. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not talented enough, not smart enough, not strong enough, you are creating a barrier that keeps you from stepping into your full potential. But when you start telling yourself, "I am capable, I am strong, I am equipped, I am favored," you begin to retrain your mind to expect good things. Your thoughts influence your emotions. When you dwell on what's wrong, when you focus on the mistakes, the disappointments, and the obstacles, you will feel discouraged, drained, and unmotivated. But when you shift your focus to what's right, when you start counting your blessings, looking at how far you've come, and reminding yourself that God is working behind the scenes, You'll find strength, hope, and renewed energy. Many times, people are waiting for their situation to change before they start thinking differently. They believe that once they get the promotion, meet the right person, or step into a new season, then they'll be happy and start expecting the best. But that's not how it works. The change has to start in your mind first. You have to think differently before you see differently. You have to believe in victory before victory comes. It's like a thermostat in your house. If you set the temperature to 72 degrees, the heating or cooling system will work to bring the environment to match what has been set. Your mind works the same way. If you set your thoughts on faith, hope, and expectation, your life will start moving in that direction. But if you set your thoughts on fear, worry, and negativity, you'll stay stuck in that cycle. And when you begin to shift the way you think, you'll start noticing things around you shift as well. You'll see doors open that you never expected. You'll meet the right people at the right time. You'll have favor in situations that seemed impossible. It's not because life suddenly changed. It's because your mindset changed. You weren't created to live with a limited mentality. You weren't meant to stay stuck in fear, insecurity, or doubt. There is greatness inside of you, but it takes the right mindset to unlock it. You have to see yourself the way God sees you. Strong, capable, victorious, and full of purpose. Start paying attention to what you're allowing into your mind. What are you feeding yourself daily? Are you surrounding yourself with negativity, comparison, and defeat? Or are you feeding your faith, speaking life over your future and believing that the best is yet to come? You don't have to accept every thought that comes your way. Just because a thought enters your mind doesn't mean you have to dwell on it. When those thoughts of doubt and fear come, reject them and replace them with thoughts of faith. Instead of thinking, I'll never get through this, start declaring, I am more than a conqueror. Instead of thinking, I'll never break free from this struggle, start saying, I am walking in freedom and victory. A small shift in your thinking can create a massive shift in your life. When you start expecting good things, speaking life over your future, and training your mind to focus on faith instead of fear, you'll be amazed at how things start to turn around. You are not a victim of your thoughts. You are in control. Make the choice today to think bigger, believe bigger, and expect more. When you set your mind in the right direction, your life will begin to move in the right direction. Your thoughts have a powerful influence on your life. The way you think about yourself, your future, and your circumstances shapes the outcomes you experience. If your thoughts are filled with worry, doubt, or insecurity, those feelings will manifest in your actions, your attitude, and your expectations. You cannot fill your mind with negativity and expect to live a positive life. You cannot focus on everything that is going wrong and expect things to turn in your favor. Many people go through life hoping for success, dreaming of better relationships, and wishing for opportunities. But at the same time, their minds are filled with thoughts of failure, lack, and defeat. They don't believe they are good enough, smart enough, or talented enough. They talk themselves out of their dreams before they even get started. They focus on the obstacles instead of the possibility. They allow the opinions of others to shape their self-worth and limit their potential. What you believe about yourself will determine what you pursue. If you don't believe you have what it takes to achieve your goals, you won't even try. If you don't believe good things are ahead, you won't be looking for them. If you don't believe you are worthy of love, joy, and success, you will settle for less than what was meant for you. Your thoughts create the foundation of your life, and if that foundation is weak, everything built upon it will be unstable. This is why it is so important to guard what you allow into your mind. Every day you have a choice about what you will focus on. You can dwell on what's wrong, on what you don't have, on the disappointments and struggles, or you can choose to focus on what's right, on what you are grateful for, on the opportunities ahead. The direction of your thoughts will determine the direction of your life. When you think in a way that limits your potential, you start making decisions based on fear instead of faith. You hold back when you should be stepping forward. You hesitate when you should be moving with confidence. You shrink back when opportunities arise because you don't believe you are capable. But if you change the way you think, You change the way you respond. When you start believing that you are equipped, talented, and full of purpose, you begin to carry yourself differently. You take steps toward your dreams instead of away from them. You approach challenges with confidence instead of doubt. The way you think also affects your relationships. If you are constantly expecting the worst from people, assuming that they will let you down, betray you, or disappoint you, that mindset will impact the way you interact with them. If you believe you are unworthy of love and respect, you will tolerate treatment that reinforces those beliefs. But if you start to believe that you are valuable, that you are deserving of kindness, respect, and appreciation, you will no longer accept less than that. You will attract people who align with your new way of thinking and distance yourself from relationships that do not serve you. Your thoughts shape your responses to difficult situations. Everyone faces challenges, setbacks, and disappointments. But the difference between those who rise above and those who remain stuck is not the level of difficulty they face, but the way they think about it. If your mind is filled with thoughts of hopelessness, defeat, and frustration, you will see problems as barriers that keep you from moving forward. But if your thoughts are focused on solutions, resilience, and possibilities, you will see problems as stepping stones to something greater. It is easy to let circumstances dictate your thinking. When things don't go your way, when people hurt you, when obstacles arise, the natural response is to dwell on frustration, pain, and disappointment. But dwelling on negative thoughts only amplifies them. The more you focus on what's wrong, the more powerless you feel. The more you replay past hurts, the harder it is to heal. The more you magnify problems, the smaller your confidence becomes. But when you shift your thoughts to what is possible instead of what is difficult, when you remind yourself that you have the strength to overcome, when you choose to see challenges as growth opportunities instead of reasons to give up, everything begins to change. You start to approach life with a new level of energy. You find solutions instead of excuses. You persevere instead of quitting. You develop resilience instead of giving in to frustration. The way you think determines your ability to grow. If you believe that you have already reached your limits, that you have no room to improve, that your situation will never change, then you will remain exactly where you are. But if you believe that there is always more to learn, more strength to develop, more opportunities ahead, you will continue to push yourself forward. Your mindset determines whether you settle or whether you grow. There are people who have overcome incredible odds, who have risen from the lowest points in life to achieve great success. The common factor among them is not that they never face difficulties, but that they refuse to let their circumstances define their future. They chose to think differently. Instead of focusing on what they didn't have, they focused on what they could do. Instead of letting failure stop them, they saw it as a lesson that would make them stronger. Instead of dwelling on the past, they kept their eyes on the future. You have the ability to do the same. You have the ability to reshape the way you think, to train your mind to see possibilities instead of limitations. You don't have to stay stuck in patterns of negativity, self-doubt, or fear. You don't have to keep believing lies that tell you that you are not good enough. You can take control of your thoughts and redirect them toward faith, confidence, and growth. Start paying attention to the way you think about yourself, your future, and your circumstances. When you catch yourself dwelling on fear, replace it with faith. When you notice thoughts of self-doubt, remind yourself of your strengths and capabilities. When negativity tries to take over, shift your focus to gratitude, hope, and belief in what is possible. Your thoughts are the foundation of your life. When you build that foundation with strength, confidence, and faith, you create a future filled with growth, success, and fulfillment. The way you see yourself and the labels you carry have a powerful impact on your life. Too often, people go through life weighed down by old labels, things people have said about them, mistakes they have made, or limitations they have accepted as truth. These labels create invisible barriers that keep them from reaching their full potential. They may have been told they weren't smart enough, talented enough, or worthy enough, and over time they began to believe it. But just because someone said it doesn't mean it's true. Just because you've been through struggles doesn't mean they have to define you. There are moments in life when people speak things over us that were never meant to shape our identity. A parent, teacher, coach, or friend may have said something in frustration, not realizing the lasting impact of their words. Maybe you grew up hearing things like, "You'll never be successful," "You're not as good as your sibling," or "You don't have what it takes." Those words, if left unchallenged, can become part of the way you see yourself. Without realizing it, you begin to shrink back, play small, and settle for less than you were created for. But you don't have to wear those labels any longer. Just because something has followed you for years doesn't mean it has to follow you into your future. Maybe you've carried the label of failure because of mistakes you've made. Maybe you've been defined by past struggles, disappointments, or setbacks. It's easy to let those experiences become a part of your identity, thinking, "This is just who I am. I'll always struggle in this area. I'll never be good at that." But that's not the truth. Your past is an experience, not your identity. What happened to you is not who you are. The labels others put on you do not have to stick. When you let go of old labels, you step into the freedom to become who you were truly meant to be. You are not defined by your mistakes. You are not defined by the people who walked away. You are not defined by what didn't work out. Too many people let one negative experience shape their entire identity. If they failed at a business, they label themselves a failure. If a relationship didn't work out, they label themselves unlovable. If they struggle in one area, they label themselves as not good enough. But those are temporary experiences, not permanent definitions. When you break free from labels, you also break free from limitations. Many people live beneath their potential, not because they lack ability, but because they have accepted a limited mindset about themselves. They were told they weren't capable, so they stopped trying. They were told they weren't creative, so they never explored their talents. They were told they wouldn't succeed, so they never stepped out in faith. But the truth is, those limitations were never real. They were just accepted as truth. What would happen if you started seeing yourself in a new way? What if you stopped focusing on what you're not and started focusing on what you are? You are talented, capable, and full of potential. There is more in you than you realize. But you have to remove the labels that have covered your true identity. If you've been carrying words that don't align with who you were meant to be, today is the day to release them. If you've been living with a mindset that says, "I'm not good enough," it's time to replace it with, "I am more than enough." Think about a product in a store. If someone puts the wrong label on it, it can be sold for far less than its actual value. A valuable item with a discount tag won't reach its full potential because it's being misrepresented. The same is true for you. If you allow negative labels to define you, you may settle for far less than you were created for. You may stay in relationships that don't value you, jobs that don't challenge you, or mindsets that keep you small. But when you remove the wrong labels, you step into your true value. Sometimes the hardest labels to remove are the ones we placed on ourselves. Maybe no one else told you that you weren't good enough, but you've told yourself that over and over. Maybe no one else said you wouldn't succeed, but your own fears and doubts created that belief. It's time to stop speaking against yourself and start speaking for yourself. You are stronger than you think. You are more capable than you realize. You have talents, ideas, and gifts that have been buried under the weight of old thinking. Letting go of old labels doesn't mean ignoring your past or pretending struggles didn't happen. It means choosing not to let them define you. It means recognizing that you are growing, evolving, and stepping into something greater. You may have made mistakes, but you are not a mistake. You may have failed, but you are not a failure. You may have struggled, but you are not stuck. The more you separate your identity from your past experiences, the more freedom you have to create a new future. Every great success story includes moments of struggle, setbacks, and challenges. The difference between those who rise and those who remain stuck is the mindset they choose. Will you hold onto the labels of the past, or will you step into a new way of thinking? Will you believe the negative words spoken over you, or will you believe in the potential inside of you? It's time to take control of your own narrative. People may have said things about you, but you don't have to accept them as truth. Your past may have included mistakes, but they don't have to dictate your future. You have the power to redefine yourself, to step into a new identity, to release the words that have held you back and embrace the truth of who you really are. Every morning you have a choice. Will you put on the old labels, or will you clothe yourself in a new mindset? Will you dwell on what didn't work out, or will you focus on what is possible? Will you carry the weight of past opinions, or will you walk in the freedom of knowing you are valuable, worthy, and full of potential? Your identity is not found in what others say, in past failures, or in temporary struggles. Your identity is found in the truth of who you are. Strong, capable, and created for a purpose. Let go of the old labels, release the limitations, and step into a new way of thinking. When you see yourself differently, everything around you begins to change. There comes a point in life when you have to make a conscious decision to rise above what has been holding you back. Too often people remain stuck in the same patterns, the same struggles, the same cycles, not because they lack the ability to change, but because they have become comfortable with where they are. It's easy to stay in a familiar place, even if it's not the best place for you. But growth requires movement. You cannot step into something greater while holding on to what is keeping you small. It's often always external obstacles that keep people from moving forward. It's often internal resistance. It's the fear of stepping into the unknown, the hesitation to embrace something new, the reluctance to leave behind what is familiar. The mind naturally clings to what it knows, even if what it knows is not beneficial. That's why people stay in relationships that aren't healthy, jobs that don't fulfill them, or habits that limit their potential. They may not like where they are, but they are hesitant to take the steps necessary to change. But real transformation happens when you make a decision that you will not stay where you are. You don't have to have everything figured out. You don't have to know exactly how everything will work out. But you do have to make a commitment that you will not remain in the same place, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. You have to decide that you will move forward, even if it means stepping into uncertainty. You have to be willing to leave behind what is no longer serving you in order to embrace what is ahead. Many people hesitate to move forward because they don't feel ready. They think, I'll step out when I have more experience. I'll take that opportunity when I feel more confident, or I'll start when the timing is better. But if you wait until you feel completely ready, you may never take the first step. Growth requires stepping forward even when you don't have all the answers. It requires making a decision to push past doubt and fear. The truth is, you will never feel 100% ready for the next level. There will always be uncertainty, always be a reason to hesitate. But waiting until you feel ready keeps you in the same place. It takes courage to move beyond what is comfortable. It takes strength to break out of old patterns. But the life you were meant to live is not found in staying where you've always been. It's found in stepping into something new. You don't have to settle for the same struggles, the same mindset, the same routines. You don't have to keep living with the same frustrations, the same disappointments, the same limitations. Change is possible, but it requires a decision. One of the biggest barriers to moving forward is the fear of failure. People hesitate to take new steps because they are afraid of making mistakes, afraid of falling short, afraid of what others will think if things don't go as planned. But failure is not the end. It is a necessary part of growth. Every successful person has encountered setbacks along the way. The difference between those who succeed and those who remain stuck is not the absence of failure, but the willingness to get back up and keep moving forward. When you shift your mindset from seeing failure as an obstacle to seeing it as a stepping stone, everything changes. You stop letting setbacks define you. You stop allowing past mistakes to determine your future. You recognize that every experience, even the difficult ones, is shaping you, strengthening you, and preparing you for what's ahead. When you stop fearing failure, You start stepping into new opportunities with confidence. Moving forward also requires releasing the weight of past disappointments. Many people struggle to embrace new possibilities because they are still holding on to old hurts, regrets, or missed opportunities. They let what happened in the past keep them from believing in what is possible in the future. But as long as you are looking backward, you cannot move forward. You have to let go of what didn't work out, what went wrong, and what could have been. You have to free yourself from the burdens of yesterday so you can step fully into today. Letting go doesn't mean ignoring what happened or pretending challenges didn't exist. It means refusing to let those experiences define your future. It means choosing to see each experience as a lesson rather than a limitation. It means recognizing that every difficulty has equipped you with wisdom, resilience, and strength that you can carry forward. Sometimes moving forward requires making difficult decisions. It may mean walking away from relationships that are no longer healthy. It may mean stepping out of an environment that is holding you back. It may mean choosing to think differently, act differently, and respond differently than you have in the past. Change is not always easy, but staying stuck is even harder. The discomfort of stepping into something new is temporary, but the regret of staying in the same place lasts a lifetime. If you want to experience growth, fulfillment, and success, you have to be willing to break free from what is comfortable. You have to be willing to challenge the thoughts that tell you to stay where you are. You have to be willing to push past the doubts, fears, and hesitations that try to hold you back. You may not feel ready, but you are more prepared than you realize. You may not have all the answers, but you have everything you need to take the next step. You don't have to see the entire path ahead. You just have to take the first step, and the next step will become clear. The moment you decide to move forward, things begin to shift. You start seeing new opportunities. You begin attracting the right people. You step into new levels of confidence, clarity, and purpose. But it all starts with a decision to leave behind the old way of thinking and step into a new way of living. Your future is not behind you, it is ahead of you. The dreams in your heart are not there by accident. The desires for more, for growth, for new opportunities are not random. They are calling you forward. But you have to be willing to answer that call. You have to be willing to step forward even when it's uncomfortable. You have to be willing to embrace change even when it's uncertain. Don't let fear, hesitation, or past experiences hold you back from stepping into the life you were meant to live. Make the decision today that you will not stay where you are. Choose to believe in what is possible. Choose to take steps, no matter how small, toward the future that is waiting for you. Growth begins with a decision. Transformation starts with a choice. And the life you desire is waiting on the other side of your willingness to step into something new. Throughout life, challenges will arise that test your strength, patience, and resilience. Difficult moments are inevitable, but they do not have to define you. The way you respond to adversity has the power to shape your future. Many people allow difficulties to overwhelm them, to discourage them, and to convince them that they are not capable of overcoming their circumstances. But no matter what you face, you have the ability to rise above it. You are stronger than you think, and there is more inside of you than you may realize. When faced with obstacles, some people immediately look for reasons to give up. They say, this is too hard. I don't have what it takes, or maybe this isn't meant for me. But every challenge you encounter is an opportunity to grow. Difficulties are not meant to break you. They are meant to build you. They strengthen your character, refine your perspective, and equip you with wisdom that you could not gain any other way. The struggles you endure today are preparing you for greater victories tomorrow. Many of the most successful people in history faced immense challenges before they reached their greatest achievements. They endured failures, setbacks, and seasons of waiting. But what set them apart was their refusal to give up. They didn't allow difficulty to be the end of their story. They kept pushing forward, kept believing, kept showing up. And because of their persistence, they broke through to new levels of success. The same is possible for you, but it requires a mindset that refuses to be defeated. When you go through struggles, it's easy to ask, why is this happening to me? Or why does life have to be so difficult? But a more powerful question is, what can I learn from this? Or how can this situation make me stronger? Every challenge carries a lesson. And if you are willing to look for it, you will come out on the other side wiser and more prepared for the future. Difficulties have a way of revealing what is inside of you. They show you your strength, your resilience, and your ability to persevere. One of the biggest mistakes people make when facing obstacles is believing that they are alone. They think no one else understands what they are going through. They feel isolated in their struggle. But the truth is, everyone faces challenges. Everyone has moments of doubt. Everyone experiences setbacks. The difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck is the way they handle those moments. Successful people refuse to let temporary struggles turn into permanent defeat. They recognize that every setback is just a setup for a comeback. Difficulties also have a way of revealing what you truly believe about yourself. If you see yourself as weak, you will be quick to give up. If you see yourself as incapable, you will hesitate to take action. But when you start seeing yourself as strong, capable, and resilient, your response to challenges will begin to change. You will no longer see difficulties as impossible obstacles, but as opportunities to prove to yourself just how strong you really are. There will always be reasons to quit. There will always be challenges that try to convince you to stop moving forward. But the most successful people don't wait for life to be easy before they take action. They push through even when it's hard. They keep going even when they don't feel like it. They understand that perseverance is what separates those who succeed from those who settle. Think about a diamond. It starts as a rough, unpolished rock, but through intense pressure and heat, it is transformed into something valuable and beautiful. The same is true for you. The challenges you face are not meant to destroy you. They are meant to refine you. They are shaping you into a stronger, wiser, and more powerful version of yourself. No challenge is too great for you to overcome. No obstacle is too big to keep you from reaching your destiny. You have already overcome so much in your life, and you will overcome whatever you are facing now. The key is to keep moving forward. Even when it's difficult, even when you feel like giving up, remind yourself that you are stronger than your struggles. Sometimes when people face difficulties, they look for shortcuts or easy ways out. They want the quickest path to success, the easiest way to overcome their problem. But true growth happens in the process. The struggle itself is what makes you stronger. The difficulties you face today are developing the strength you will need for tomorrow. If you try to avoid every challenge, you miss out on the opportunity to grow. Your mindset during difficult times determines whether you come out stronger or remain stuck. If you allow difficulties to make you bitter, you will stay in the same place. But if you choose to learn from them, they will make you better. It's all about perspective. The same challenge that makes one person give up can make another person rise higher. The difference is in how they choose to see it. One of the most powerful things you can do in difficult times is to stay focused on where you are going. Don't let temporary struggles distract you from your long-term goals. It's easy to get discouraged when things aren't happening as quickly as you'd like, but progress takes time. Every step forward, no matter how small, is still progress. Keep your eyes on the bigger picture. And don't let short-term difficulties shake your long-term vision. When you feel overwhelmed by struggles, remind yourself of all the times you've already overcome challenges in the past. You have faced obstacles before, and you made it through. You have been in difficult situations before, and you found a way forward. If you did it then, you can do it now. You are not weak and you are not defeated. You have everything you need to rise above your current situation. At the end of the day, your challenges do not define you. Your response to them does. You can either let difficulties hold you back or you can let them push you forward. You can either see obstacles as reasons to quit or you can see them as opportunities to grow. The choice is yours. Difficult moments will come, but they will also pass. The question is, will you come out of them stronger or weaker? Will you allow struggles to break you, or will you allow them to build you? The power is in your hand. Keep moving forward. Keep believing in yourself. Keep pushing past the obstacles. Because on the other side of the struggle is the success, growth, and breakthrough that you've been working toward. There is a moment in life when you must make a conscious choice to embrace everything that is ahead of you. Too many people allow the weight of past experiences, fears, and doubts to keep them from fully stepping into their potential. They hesitate, overthink, and second-guess themselves, not because they lack the ability to move forward, but because they are afraid of what the future holds. But the truth is, what lies ahead is far greater than anything left behind. The future is full of new opportunities, new doors waiting to be opened, and new possibilities that are beyond what you can even imagine. Every day is an opportunity to step into something greater. The problem is that many people approach life with hesitation. They hold on to the past, replay old failures, and dwell on missed opportunities. They focus on what didn't work out instead of what could still be possible. But the only way to move into something new is to release what no longer serves you. You cannot embrace the future while holding on to everything that once was. You must let go of the weight that is keeping you stuck. One of the biggest reasons people struggle to embrace what is ahead is the fear of the unknown. It's easy to stay where things feel familiar, even if it's not where you are meant to be. People get comfortable with certain routines, relationships, and ways of thinking, even if those things are limiting their potential. But growth does not happen in comfort. The life you were meant to live is not found in staying where you have always been. It is found in stepping into something new, something greater. It's important to understand that uncertainty is a part of progress. There will always be moments when you don't have all the answers. You won't always see the full picture. But just because you don't know exactly how everything will work out doesn't mean you shouldn't take a step forward. Too often people wait until they feel completely ready before they move ahead. They say, I'll start when I have more experience, or I'll take action when I feel more confident. But if you wait until everything feels perfect, you will stay stuck in the same place. The truth is, growth happens when you step into the unknown, when you take a risk, when you move forward even when you are unsure. You don't have to have everything figured out. You just have to be willing to take the next step. Each step you take will reveal the next one. The key is to keep moving, to keep trusting, and to keep believing that what is ahead is greater than what you are leaving behind. Another reason people struggle to embrace what is ahead is because they allow past disappointments to define them. They think, I failed before, so I'll probably fail again. Or things didn't work out last time, so what makes this time any different? But just because something didn't go as planned in the past doesn't mean it won't work out in the future. Every setback you have faced has given you experience, wisdom, and strength. You're not the same person you were before. You're stronger now, wiser now, more prepared now. The future is not a continuation of past failures. It is a fresh start, a new beginning, a chance to step into something greater. But in order to embrace it, you have to stop letting past disappointments shape your mindset. You have to start seeing yourself not through the lens of what went wrong, but through the lens of what is still possible. You have to believe that the best days are still ahead of you, not behind you. Many people also struggle to move forward because they listen to the wrong voices. They allow negativity, doubt, and fear to shape their decisions. They listen to people who tell them what they can't do, what won't work, and why they should stay where they are. But if you want to step into something greater, you have to be careful about who you allow to speak into your life. Not everyone sees what is possible for you. Not everyone will understand your vision. That's why you have to be intentional about surrounding yourself with people who believe in you, who encourage you, and who remind you of what you are capable of. When you choose to embrace what is ahead, you have to develop the mindset of expectation. Expectation says something good is coming. It says opportunities are opening up. New doors are about to appear and breakthroughs are on the way. When you live with expectation, you stop dreading the future and start looking forward to it. You stop waiting for things to go wrong and start believing that things will go right. Expectation changes your perspective. Instead of waking up thinking about what could go wrong, you wake up believing that something great is going to happen. Instead of assuming that challenges are setbacks, you start seeing them as setups for something better. When you live with expectation, you align yourself with the opportunities and blessings that are coming your way. Another key to embracing what is ahead is learning to be flexible. Things don't always unfold exactly as you plan, but that doesn't mean they aren't working out in your favor. Sometimes what looks like a delay is actually preparation. Sometimes what seems like a closed door is actually redirecting you to something even better. When you trust the process and stay open to the unexpected, you position yourself to receive opportunities that are even greater than what you originally planned. If you want to move into the next level of your life, you have to stop holding on to what is comfortable and step into what is possible. You have to be willing to let go of old mindsets, old fears, and old limitations. You have to make the decision that you will not stay stuck in the same place, thinking the same thoughts, living the same way. Your future is not waiting for you to be perfect. It is waiting for you to take action. It is waiting for you to believe in yourself, to step forward with confidence, and to embrace everything that is ahead. The best is not behind you. The best is yet to come. The question is, will you be ready for it? Will you step into it with boldness, or will you allow fear to hold you back? Don't let uncertainty, fear, or past disappointments keep you from the incredible opportunities ahead. Choose to believe that what is in front of you is greater than what is behind you. Choose to step into each day with confidence, with expectation, with excitement for what's to come. The future belongs to those who are willing to embrace it. The opportunities you have been waiting for, the breakthroughs you have been hoping for, the dreams you have been holding on to, they are all ahead of you. But you have to be willing to let go of hesitation, doubt, and fear. You have to be willing to take the step to move forward, to trust that what's coming is better than anything you are leaving behind. You are not defined by what has happened before. You are defined by what you choose to do next. So step into the future with boldness, walk with confidence, expect the best, and know that the greatest days of your life are still to come. Life is always moving forward, and with it comes the opportunity for transformation, growth, and new beginnings. The power to step into a greater future lies not in external circumstances, but in the way you think, the way you perceive challenges, and the way you choose to respond to life's obstacles. A new mindset is the key that unlocks doors you once thought were closed. It is the foundation for breakthrough, success, and the ability to rise above anything that tries to hold you back. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to become stronger. Every disappointment is a chance to shift your perspective. Every setback is a setup for something greater. The way you think determines the way you live. When you start believing that you are capable, that you are equipped, and that you are meant for more, you begin to see new possibilities unfold before you. You don't have to remain stuck in old patterns, weighed down by past failures, or limited by fear. A fresh start is always possible, but it begins in your mind. When you choose to see difficulties as stepping stones instead of roadblocks, when you refuse to be held back by negativity, and when you step forward with confidence, you set yourself on a path to something extraordinary. Now is the time to let go of hesitation and embrace the possibilities ahead. Now is the time to stop replaying the past and start reaching for the future. Now is the time to shift your mindset, elevate your thinking, and believe that the best is yet to come. Your destiny is waiting for you, not in the past, not in fear, not in doubt, but in the boldness to step forward and claim the life you were meant to live. So walk with confidence, dream bigger, believe stronger, expect greater, because when you change your mindset, you change your life. And when you step into a new way of thinking, you step into a future filled with unlimited possibility.